Miami's on a mini recruiting run, if you want to call it that. It's not the biggest run ever, but I've gotten a couple of guys. So if you remember last week, before last week's show, Alan Hay from Chaminade Madonna, 3-star defensive tackle, committed. And then after we wrapped recording in the evening on Saturday, I'm going to start at a different position, then come back to the offensive line. But Malik Curtis from Fort Myers Bishop Vero High School, he committed. He's a fast guy. He's like 5'11", 160, but has run in the 4.4s, like 4.48, in the 40 and everything. And so, I mean, he's an elite speed guy. So he committed, and Miami is talking about putting him at cornerback on DB. I think that he's a perfect fit on offense in this new scheme, just as a space and pace player. A DeAnthony Thomas kind of, God, what was that guy at West Virginia, the #1 kid, Tavon Austin. I mean, just that kind of, like, I think that Malik Curtis could be that. Obviously, the staff says that they're going to bring him in, or he has said that Miami's bringing him in at defensive back, which matches up from everything that I've heard as well. I just disagree with it. I think you're trying to reinvent the wheel if you're putting Malik Curtis on defense, honestly and truly. It's almost like one of my good friends, Major, shout out to Major, that's his real last name, by the way, was talking to me years ago, and he said, yeah, we just need some athletes on defense, Cam. We need athletes. So this Ahmad Richards kid, you need to put, and I said, wait, what? I said, this kid is a 3 years in the first round draft pick at wide receiver. I said, nah, I need to put him up at corner, at safety, something. I said, Major, that ain't it. And I was right about that. I don't have the same kind of conviction about Malik Curtis, but I see him as being a better fit on offense than defense. But he plays both in high school. So you have that. And I wrote about him on State of the U. I put it up a couple of days late because I forgot to hit publish. My bad. But getting back to the root of Mark's question, offensive line was also addressed subsequently because Ryan Rodriguez from Christopher Columbus in Miami, he committed to Miami. As well. So he played tackle or plays tackle in at the high school level, but he projects as a center or interior lineman at Miami. He's a kid who's already seen a ratings bump from ESPN and Rivals both, I believe, since he's committed to Miami from a 3-star to a 4-star. This is the kind of guys that you should be getting. Honestly, he's one of the best linemen that's down here in South Florida. Obviously, I mean, there's still going to be some misses. There's guys, the Dumervilles, the Isaiah Walkers, the Marcus Tates in the last couple of classes who've gotten away, but you get Ryan Rodriguez, and that's a big step in the right direction. So I think that, I mean, obviously recruiting a school like Columbus, that is one of the better schools in the state of Florida at football at the 8A level, excuse me. And they put many a guy into prime positions. Obviously, Deion Bush went to Columbus. He came here. Brandon Ratcliffe went to Louisville, had a very good collegiate career. Other guys have gone to Columbus, excuse me, and come here. Trajan Bandy, Chris Henderson, recently, those guys went to Columbus as well. Henry Parrish in last class, who Miami made the right choice not to recruit at running back because you got 2 better running backs in this class. But again, Henry Parrish is a very good player. If we had room for 3, I think that he would have been number 3. I think he was number 3. But when you have numbers 1 and 2 in South Florida, you get both of them. Letting Parrish go is a good thing. I say that as an aside, just to say that there's plenty of talent that's come through Columbus recently, and you get a guy like Ryan Rodriguez to come to Miami, and that's a great start.